All right, today we're diving into one of the most popular, most powerful programming languages on the entire planet, Python. And look, whether you're a complete beginner or maybe you're just a little curious about what all the hype is about, you are in exactly the right place. Because by the end of this, you are going to write your very first line of code. So let's just jump right in.
So, to kick things off, I've got a question for you. What in the world could a company like Netflix, the one that recommends your next binge watch, have in common with NASA, the agency sending rovers to Mars? I mean, they seem like they're from completely different universes, right?
Well, the answer is actually super simple. It's just one word: Python. Think of it like this invisible thread that connects so many of the technologies we use literally every single day.
Okay, so before we get our hands dirty and actually write some code, I think it's really important to ask why Python? Let's take a step back and figure out what makes this seemingly simple language such an absolute giant in the tech world. And hey, this isn't just hype. I mean, year after year, you look at these big developer surveys, we're talking Stack Overflow, the TOB index, and they all say the same thing. Python is consistently in the top 3 most used and, get this, most loved programming languages out there. So the pros, they don't just use it, they actually love it.
And we're not just talking about solo developers working out of their garage. We are talking about the titans of industry. I mean, think about it. Google's core systems, Netflix's recommendation engine, Spotify's music services, even NASA's super complex scientific computing. Yep, they all lean heavily on Python. You know, its real secret weapon is this massive ecosystem of specialized libraries. It's like having a giant box of Legos that lets developers build incredible things without starting from scratch, for everything from data science to building websites. It's powerful enough for the biggest jobs on Earth and, well, even off it. So, okay, we've established it's powerful, we know it's popular, but here's the kicker. The real secret to its success, it's actually how simple it is. The entire language was built around one central idea: make it as friendly for humans as you possibly can. At its heart, Python is what we call a high-level language. So what on earth does that mean? Well, think of it like this. It's a language that's designed to be as close to regular English as possible. It basically handles all the dirty work for you. It hides all the super complex nitty-gritty instructions that the computer really needs to get the job done. And this right here is the fundamental problem that Python was born to solve. You see, we humans, we think in simple ideas, right? Like, hey, just show hello world on the screen. But a computer, it only gets machine code, these long, mind-numbing strings of ones and zeros. So a high-level language like Python, it's the perfect translator. It's the bridge between our human thoughts and the computer's world. You know, Python didn't just pop into existence. It's actually got a pretty cool backstory. It all started back in 1990 with its creator, a guy named Guido van Rossum. After it was first released to the public in '91, a community just sprang up around it. And it's been an open source project ever since, which basically means it's built and taken care of by a massive global community of volunteers. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, and here's a fun fact for you, just to make this all feel a bit less, computery. The name Python, it has absolutely nothing to do with snakes. Turns out, Guido van Rossum was a huge fan of the British comedy troupe Monty Python. And that's it. That's where the name came from. Okay, so we've got it. It's a high-level language. It's a bridge between us and the computer. But how? How does it actually do that? How does it speak the computer's language? Well, that brings us to something really important: the interpreter. See, a computer can't just understand Python right out of the box. The code has to be translated first. And there are basically 2 main ways to get that done. You can use an interpreter, or you can use a compiler. Let's see which one Python uses. All right, let's break this down. Think of a compiler. That's what languages like C++ use, as a translator who reads an entire book, translates the whole thing, and then gives you the finished translation. It takes a lot of time up front, but then you can read it really fast. Now, Python uses an interpreter. An interpreter is more like a live translator at a conference. They listen to one sentence, translate it, then listen to the next, translate that, and so on, one line at a time. Now, this can be a bit slower overall, but it has a huge advantage, especially for beginners. If the interpreter finds a mistake, it stops right there and tells you about it. It makes finding and fixing bugs so much easier. Okay, enough of the theory. Let's get down to business. Let's get practical. Once you actually have Python installed on your machine, there are really 2 main ways you're going to start using it to write code.
First things first, you gotta install it. Just head over to python.org. The whole process is super simple, but listen up, there is one absolutely 100% critical step. When you're running the installer, you have to check the box that says Add Python to Path. Seriously, don't miss this one. That little checkbox is what tells your computer where to find Python when you need it. Once that's done, just pop open your command prompt, type python-version, and hit enter to make sure it all worked.
So, method number 1 is what we call interactive mode. That's pretty cool. You just open your command prompt, type Python, and boom, you'll see these 3 little arrows. That's the Python prompt. It's basically the interpreter saying, okay, I'm ready, give me a command. This is awesome for quickly testing out little bits of code and seeing what happens instantly. It's perfect for when you're just learning the ropes.
Now, the second way, and this is how it's done most of the time, is called script mode. For this, you write all your code in a regular text file, and you just save it with a .py at the end. Then you tell the interpreter to run that whole file at once. This is how you build real, actual applications, because you can easily edit, save, and run much bigger and more complicated programs. All right, we've covered the why, the what, and the how. And now it is time for the moment you've been waiting for. Let's do this. Let's write our very first line of Python code, the classic, the traditional, hello world. And there it is. That's the whole thing. Just one single line. Print is a function that's built right into Python, and it does exactly what you'd think. It prints whatever you stick inside those parentheses and quotes right onto the screen. I mean, just look at it. It's so readable. It's almost just plain English, isn't it?
And when you run that little piece of code, this is what you see. Simple, clean, and honestly, so satisfying. You just gave the computer an instruction, and it did exactly what you said. Congratulations, you are officially a Python programmer.
And that's it, our whirlwind tour of Python. We went from a simple idea all the way to a powerful tool that's used by some of the biggest companies in the world. You've just taken the first and honestly, the most important step on your coding journey. So there's really only one question left to ask. What are you going to build next?